Wednesday on Home and Family, we welcome Hallmark star Tamara Mowry Housley into the family with an exclusive look at her new movie, Christmas Comes Twice. Plus, Mia Kirshner shares the brightest moments from Hallmark's Love Lights Hanukkah. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest had no idea a trip to her animal shelter would save her family, literally. Please welcome Larissa, of course, and Rebecca Claus, and one of her rescue dogs, Lucy. There's Lucy, too. Hey, Rebecca.
Hi, how are you both?
We're doing great. We're doing great. Now, Rebecca, you saved Lucy and her puppy, Jack, after losing your lifelong Buddy. Tell us about Buddy.
So we adopted Buddy when my boys were very young. Sweet, patient, kind dog. Perfect first dog for children. He was with us for just over 16 years. And I never imagined what life would be like without him because he was always there with us.
Oh, goodness, it's the hardest thing. And I know one of your sons has special needs, which is why when Buddy did pass, you decided to adopt again, but you really wanted to get a puppy. And that's when you got Jack. Now, what you didn't expect was to get a second dog, correct?
Right. So we finally opened up our heart to a puppy, specifically because my son's special needs, and we wanted it to basically kind of grow up with us and get used to my son. And when COVID came through around March, I moved to working from home full time. And what that meant was I was with Jack full time, and he became a bit of a distraction and liked to talk to my coworkers on Zoom and interrupt my day. And so I wasn't able to give him all of the attention he expected because I was home. And so we decided that it was time for him to get a buddy to keep him occupied so I could work.
And he literally was trying to get to you in your home office, even sticking his head through the kitty door. I love it.
What a cutie.
He's actually, that's where he is right this minute.
Oh, he's like, what's happening? What's happening?
Now, how did Lucy come into the picture then? So you know you needed to adopt a second dog, and obviously you remembered Lucy from when you got Jack, didn't you?
Right. So we started looking we went back to the same rescue. We had such a wonderful experience. We went back to Furry Friends. And so I got online and I started looking for a dog that was similar to Jack in size and age. But when I was scrolling through, Lucy's picture stopped me dead in my tracks. I was excited to see her, heartbroken that she was still there. But I immediately stopped what I was doing and started making phone calls and sending emails because look at that face. How can you not take that baby home?
And I have to point out that Lucy is Jack's mom. So you had adopted her puppy. And of course, as I've said many times, that the moms get left behind. So months and months go by. Jack's becoming a great big old goofball. And Lucy's still stuck there.
Exactly. So, when we first originally were looking at puppies, Jack, Lucy's picture was what came up on the rescue, and it was her face that convinced me to go down and to meet the puppies. Now, Lucy wasn't with the puppies at the time, so I didn't get to meet her, and my husband and I talk often now about how we should have just swooped her up then. If we had known, she would have been with us all along. But she's Jack's mama.
And I know when you went to see her, it was really Jack that pulled her mom Lucy from the shelter because she was having trouble getting adopted. But once you got her in your house, your son Luke and Lucy formed an important bond, such an important bond, which proved actually vital a few weeks later. So tell us what happened.
Absolutely. So Lucy was feral, very shy, very timid. Scared of her own shadow. And so when I brought her home, she bolted for the furthest spot in the house, which is the far back corner, Luke's bedroom. And that's where she stayed for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. We fed her on the bed. Wow. We had to leash her to take her out. And as soon as we brought her back in, she went right back in there. She never explored the house. She really never came out of the bedroom. And my son's quiet. He's reserved. We have a very quiet home, but he's just, playing Xbox all day long. So it was a safe place for her. And so my son has seizures in his sleep, and we sleep with a baby monitor on. And a couple of weeks into having Lucy, Jack sleeps with us. So in a couple of weeks after Lucy had joined our family, there was like rustling in our bed after we had gone to sleep. And my husband said, Jack, lay down. And I said, that's not Jack, he's sleeping. And we both kind of popped up, and we could hear that my son was having a seizure. And we didn't hear it on the baby monitor, but Lucy had come to find us to tell us that something was wrong. And she had never been to our bedroom. She had never been to that side of the house, but she knew something was wrong, and she came to find us.
Oh my
Sorry.
goodness. No, it's okay. Take a moment.
And so
it's very touching. It's very, very touching.
And, instantly we just jumped and went and took care of our son. And Lucy eventually, left our room and went back to my son and went back to sleep. And we just thought, well, that was kind of crazy. What a sweet girl. And we just kind of left it at that. Probably 2 or 3 weeks later, it happened again. And the seizures were so quiet, we didn't even hear them on the baby monitor. But Mama Lucy came to get us. And this time, I sent my husband to go take care of our son. And I stayed with Lucy and loved on her and as much as she let me. But she let me pet her. She let me thank her and show her some love. That positive reinforcement. We wanted her to know what she did was good and that we appreciated her. And so she stayed with me for a little while and then eventually went back to her safe space, which was Luke's room. But, that's really when she started opening up to us, exploring a little bit more. It takes so much time and patience. But yeah, it was amazing.
Rebecca, hearing you, choke up a little bit, but even hearing you say the words, it's incredibly touching and very, very powerful, and not to be lost on just, this dog in a shelter that you adopted, and it obviously changed your life in so many ways. Not only has Lucy helped Luke physically, but emotionally as well. So what do you want others to know about rescue pups?
So, we've always been a family that believes in adopting rescues. And most families, when you walk through the shelters, there's the happy, wagging, tail hanging out, sweet, jumping dogs, and everyone gets excited to have a playmate. There are amazing, amazing dogs that are more shy, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more nervous, that with lots of love and patience will give you just amazing joy, like Lucy's done for us.
That's a great point, Rebecca. Thank you so much for sharing this story. And Larissa, thank you for bringing this story to us.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thanks for giving her the time and patience to unfold and become the best dog in the world.
Absolutely. Well said. Thanks again. Okay,
Thank
everybody.
you both.
For more information, go to hallmarkchannel.com or check out all the amazing dogs available through Furry Friends Rescue, where Lucy came from, everybody. Okay, when we come back, I'm making some simple and impressive dishes that'll feed the whole family in no time. You sticking around?
Yes, of course, for that.
You are too. Let's see you in a bit.